Women are happier living without men. Not entirely without them. I mean, if you're a straight woman and you want some romance and connection and support, do it. But I'm living proof that living apart from your husband works out really, really well.
When you live with a man as a woman, you have to put up with so much and you're responsible for so much, right? And it's not that you hate men. It's not that you don't want to be around men. It's not that you don't love men. It's just that they are insufferable to be around for long periods of time.
My dad, out of spite to my mother, right after I was born, went and got a vasectomy so she couldn't have any more children. Great.
His father did that to punish his mother.
So guys, like, all you gotta do is show up, because there are some incredible, amazing women out there that just need somebody that can hold their own, show up, and support them. It's not that complicated.
This ain't gonna apply. This is not my doctrine. This is somebody's doctrine. This ain't my doctrine as a man. Like, I'm not for living, like, I haven't spent one night away from my family since me and my wife have been together. My wife has left me and has gone. Well, no, not since we've been married. Not that I know of. And when we were not married yet, I mean, a few nights. I think one time she took a trip out of state twice for the total, probably like for like 4 or 5 days total. I'm talking about 2 trips. So they were both like 2 days apiece. That's all the days that I've spent without my wife in 18 years. In 18 years of us being together, I've spent five nights alone without my wife, right? This right here is not my doctrine, right? I'm not endorsing this. I'm also not against this. This is literally like, if it applies to you, if it works for you, it works for you. But I want to get into the why this is even a topic of discussion. That's what I care about more than anything. I don't want that to be lost on anybody. I find this to be interesting. I think that it works. It's cool. I think it's actually cool that it works for them. But again, I'm not against it or for it. I think, like, it's like polygamy. Like, if it works for you, it works for you. It ain't my doctrine, right? As long as everybody's consenting, who the hell am I to say, like, oh, don't do that? Like, I'm not some old school prude. But it ain't for me. That's what I want to make clear. But yeah, man, this is a very interesting situation going on here. Very interesting.
Women are happier living without men. Not entirely without them. I mean, if you're a straight woman and you want some romance and connection and support, do it. But I'm living proof that living apart from your husband works out really, really well. I'm on my second marriage. My first one was 15 years long. We lived together. We raised a kid. We had a mortgage. We both worked full time, yada, yada, yada. Now I'm on my second marriage, and it's only 6 months ago now that I got my own place. At first, he was like, I don't want a part-time wife. What do you mean? And now he loves it. He's not going to admit it, but he loves it. At first, like, when I would go back to his place, I'd be like, wow, he is not doing well here. He's not even buying any groceries for himself. He's not, like, throwing out moldy things. He's, what's going on? Oh, shit. Here, let me spend a day, like, cleaning up for him and then head back to my place. But now his son broke up with his girlfriend because, men and women living together. And mind you, they had been a couple for 6 years. And as soon as they moved in together, they broke up. So now my husband's living with his son. And he's not going to admit this, but he's having the best time. They're way better roommates than my husband and I were. No, my husband and I are meant to get together once a week and spend one night together, a couple days, have a date, have some stimulating conversation, have some intimacy, enjoy the things we enjoy together, and then go our separate ways. We talk every day, but here's what I don't have to do. I don't have to clean up after him. I don't have to hear yelling and screaming when it's football Sunday. My husband and his son can scream as loud as they want now together, watching football. Men are meant to live with men, and women I'm happy alone. I don't know. I mean, maybe some other women feel like they'd like to live with women. Personally, for me, I just like living alone. Now, I wouldn't want to be all alone in the world. I like being married. I like that I have someone who I can love and care for, and they can love and care for me. We can celebrate our wins together. We can support each other when we're struggling. Listen, there's been a lot of talk in the last year. Maybe it's mostly on TikTok. At this point, I'm in a bubble, but we've talked so much about emotional labor, the lie that is sold to us about the beauty of being a trad wife, studies that have come out saying that women do better without men, men do better with women. It's just so much better when you don't have to be with them all the time. And now I'm not mad when I'm in the house about the state of the house or laundry left out on the kitchen table or no one having brought the mail in for weeks. It's not my responsibility. I have my beautiful place that I designed just for me. I know it's not financially feasible for everyone. I just want to put a plug in for not living with your man. As someone who had long-term boyfriends, lived with them, then had one marriage where I lived with someone for 15 years, then a second marriage where I lived with them for 8 years, I'm now enjoying the part where I don't live with them the very most.
I 1000% can understand what she is saying and why she is saying it. Like, listen, when you just hear what she just said, I'm like, yeah, no, because that, and like what she's describing are the reasons why typically women leave men. Like, because we just can't get our shit together. We refuse to grow up. We refuse to listen. We refuse to help out. We, right? Like, so, and she's like older, you know what I mean? His kids are older. So, it's definitely not for everybody. I hear that. But just the idea, just what she described pretty much was like, look, man, when you live with a man as a woman, you have to put up with so much and you're responsible for so much, right? And it's not that you hate men. It's not that you don't want to be around men. It's not that you don't love men. It's just that they are insufferable to be around for long periods of time. You know what I mean? Like, men are good in small doses, right? To her and what she's saying. And I'm like, no, I get that. As a man, no, I get that. I get that. No, I understand that. I hear what you're saying. I totally hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, I get exactly where she's coming from. Again, when you listen to everything she said, all the little things that she laid out about the relationship and blah, 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 I completely understand it. Completely. Now, the men, I know they crashing out. I know men don't want to hear that. I know men, because you want that woman around so you can benefit from her labor, so you can benefit from her brilliance, so you can have her at all times. You can siphon all of her energy so you can control her, so you can manipulate her. So kudos to her husband for not being that man. Shout out to him for that, right? Shout out to both of them. She gave him an ultimatum. He took it and they're doing good. I respect both of them. I have no problem with it. None whatsoever. But at its core, the reason why this has to happen, this very extreme approach to dating and marriage, the reason why it has to happen for this person is because of men. It's because of our behaviors. It's because of our lack of attentiveness, our lack of attention, our inability or our inability to show up in the ways that we need to show up for the person that we're in a relationship with. It's because of our entitlement. Because he expected her to do the wifely duties the whole time. Like, that's what he expected. You dig what I'm saying? That's what he expected. He expected her to do the wifely duties. Right? So that's what's up. Like, I completely understand where she's coming from. I completely understand where she's coming from. It's just sad that men are this fucking terrible. And women are still doing the labor. They're still, because they want to be with us, clearly, right? This is that whole, I love the man to do the whole, she want to use me for my money. They'll sacrifice their happiness for their family and their family for their happiness, all that. look right here. This woman figured out a way to have her cake and eat it too, pretty much. And for the husband, by the way. She figured it out for the both of them. He didn't do it. He couldn't figure it out. She had to make it happen. She had to come up with the idea. She's simply trying to avoid this in her relationship.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say?
How was the lie?
No, what did you say before that?
What?
What did you say before that?
I'm gonna take my walk.
Before that.
You want to do it?
Right.
What?
What did you expect me to say? I said no, but what did you expect me to say?
I never know. What difference does it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference.
You're making a video. I gotta take my walk.
Okay, good.
He's a bit slow today, so he's in my room right now.
I'm slow today too. I think it's in the weather.
Oh, that's perfect for you too.
I'm slow, you're slow, we're all slow.
What?
I guess you're slow too because you're not going for your walk.
I've been waiting for you to finish.
For what?
Because I don't want to necessarily leave him alone. He's just kind of slow.
I gotta go clean the showers. Just put him out in the living room because I'm in and out.
I'll put him out there when I go on my walk.
Yeah. Anyway, exciting times over here. Just off the live and catching up with emails and TikToks. And anyway, that's what I get. You want to do it? Marriage 101.
She doesn't want to deal with that. That's what she's trying not to deal with. That's what she's trying not to deal with. You know, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I bet you if these people didn't live together, right, at the stage they're at in their marriage and their age, I bet you they'd fucking love it. I bet you they would love seeing each other. You know, she'd be hot for them once a week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to do it more than once a week. You can't get it up more than once a week. You know what I mean? Fuck it. It makes sense now, right? This is in some, who the fuck wants to live with that? Like, that's crazy. Who the fuck wants to live with that? That's wild. I completely understand. This is what she's trying to avoid. Who wants to deal with this type of person? Who wants to be in this situation?
I got a vasectomy earlier this year, and I talked to my dad, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I did that too." I was like, "I'm 39, and I'm just finding out about this, and I guess it's none of my business." Okay, whatever. But apparently, he did it in the late '80s, right after I was born. So I'm like, "All right, what's that story?" And he told me that my parents have fought and been at odds my entire life. They're now divorced, but it was pretty bad early on. And my dad, out of spite to my mother, right after I was born, went and got a vasectomy so she couldn't have any more children. Great guy. But I want you to, aside from the drama of it all, pay attention to the fact that my dad went after work and walked into an office and got a vasectomy, no problem.
That's crazy. His dad, he did it to punish his mother. His father did that to punish his mother. That's what? The diabolical shit that men do. And y'all up in here talking about how evil women are. Like, I don't want to fucking hear that shit. I'm sick of it. Stop talking about how evil women. No. Men are evil. Men are evil. Men are vindictive. Men are controlling. Men are manipulative. Absolutely. Yeah, women can be, but more than likely it's going to be a man. More than likely it's going to be a man doing it. I've never heard anything like that. He goes on to talk about how his dad got a vasectomy, but he juxtaposed it to how hard it is for women to get hysterectomies and, you know, their tubes tied, things of that nature, because doctors will tell the woman, what if you want to have a baby in the future and all of that stuff, which is terrible and that needs to be spoken about, but that wasn't really what I wanted to touch on. I really wanted to touch on the part about how his father got a fucking vasectomy to punish his mother. Like out of spite, he got a vasectomy. So when this woman says, yeah, I don't want to live with a man, I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. I understand. And here's the thing, men, if you were like this man, these women wouldn't have these issues with us. This is the way that men need to function in a relationship. This is a prime example of how men need to function. Perfect.
This is how low the bar is for men when we're dating. And I'll tell you why I'm reminded of this story from when my wife and I were first dating. Something happened this morning. But I'll just tell you this quick story. We had been dating about 6 or 7 weeks, and we're in Utah, and one of our favorite artists was in Las Vegas playing. So I invited her on this trip to go down there. I made all the arrangements. I was driving. And as we're driving down there, my wife is just, my now wife, girlfriend at the time, was asking questions about like, hey, do you know where we're going? Which I was like, I made the plans. It's like, we're getting, okay, like, you know where the concert is, where the hotel is. When we were like going out, she's like, do you have the room key? And she was constantly checking these like really simple, basic things. And so finally I was like, what is your deal? Like you keep questioning, like I'm 12. And she starts to tell me these stories of her ex-husband, who it was like this, just constantly him not thinking about anything or worrying about anything, driving in the wrong direction, getting lost, and how she had felt constantly like she was the one who had to be in charge of everything. And that if she wasn't on top of everything, it wouldn't happen, or would be forgotten, no follow through, all that stuff. And it kind of blew me away, because it's like basic human responsibility of like, I've invited you on this trip. I made the plans. So yes, I've got everything under control. And it really just came down to this morning. She's leaving for work. I'm staying home with our kid today, and it's recycle day. The recycle bin is blocked by her car in the garage. She's getting into her car, I open the garage door. She's looking at the recycling, looking at the street, looks up at me and goes, oh, are you going to pull the recycling bin out? And I've got like a jacket on and shoes. She's like, you're pulling the recycling bin out? I said, yeah. She's like, of course you are. Like, she's still shocked. We've been married 4 years that I will remember to do normal things that need to be done. So guys, like, all you got to do is show up, because there are some incredible, amazing women out there that just need somebody that can hold their own, show up, and support them. It's not that complicated and not that hard.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's all that. If the woman that made the video, the original TikToker, the original person that started all of this, if she had this man, do you guys think that she wouldn't want to live with him? If this were her husband, do you think she would have ever thought for 1 second, we need to live in different houses? No. Instead, she had the middle two husbands. She had the vindictive vasectomy guy, and she had the fucking dude that doesn't do shit for his wife and is like, oh, can we fuck, by the way? And she's like, no, gross, get off of me, get away from me. Yeah, the guy that doesn't clean up, the guy that makes her do all the labor, the guy that doesn't help her out at all, like, that's the guy that she was with. That's the guy that she was with. And her leaving him is what I would imagine is like what happens sometimes when people are forced to co-parent. You know, you'll be in a situation where the mother is doing like everything, right, for a child. She gets tired, they break up, and then then they get custody. Then the dad gets custody, right? They get 40, 50%, 35, whatever it is, the dad gets custody, a substantial amount of custody where he's in the kid's life, sees a kid consistently every week, you know what I'm saying? If not every other day or whatever the case may be, right? And all of a sudden, he becomes a real fucking parent. All of a sudden, he's making doctor's appointments. All of a sudden, he's doing hair. He's clipping fingernails and toenails. He's making meals. He's reading to them at night. All of a sudden, he can do all of those things. Because who else is going to fucking do it? Because the mother's not there, right? When the kid's with you. And he, yes, he's still not doing it as well as the mother, but he's doing it though. He's checking off most of the boxes. Whereas before he was checking off none of the boxes. He's checking off a handful of the boxes. That's what I imagine this situation is like. It's like they live separately, but now he's cleaning up more. Now he's, now he has the energy to pay attention to her more. Whatever the case may be, now that they're not together, he has the energy to pour back into the relationship somewhat. And so does she. It's sad, man, but it's our fault. And it just goes to show you how women are so very much trying to work with us, still trying to be in relationships with us, in spite of all of our shortcomings, and in spite of the fact that they get very little out of them. It's really crazy.